Hello, it's good to be seen again. Welcome back to IT Performance, ITP. Today I will be guiding you through upgrading a computer that does not meet the minimum specs for Windows 11 to Windows 11. The only exception that I know of so far is there must be some form of TPM. The computer that I'm going to be doing this on is an HP EliteDisk 800 G2, which was originally built in January 2016 and is around 6 years old, and it has TPM module 1.2 and an i5 6500 CPU. As you can see here, it does not meet the minimum specs. With Windows 10, the Windows update says it can't be upgraded, and so we're going to be manually running the setup from a downloaded ISO. I tried turning off the TPM and got this error. So Windows install for Windows 11 is still at least checking for some sort of TPM before allowing the install to proceed. Okay. So first we need to get to the Microsoft Download Windows 11 page. The link will be in the description. This time we will go to the Create Windows 11 Installation Media section, then click on Download Now, and the media creation tool will download. Once this is finished, run it. Okay, once that is running, the first thing you'll need to do is accept the license. Select the language and version of Windows 11 that you want to install. By default, that will be set to the same settings as the computer you're running it on. However, you can untick this and specify the version and the language if you really want to. Once you're happy, click Next. We will leave the default option. We will leave the default option USB flash drive. Then click Next. Select the USB drive you want to use. All current files on the drive will be deleted, so you'd better make sure you've got a copy of anything on it you want to keep. If the drive isn't showing, make sure it's showing in Windows Explorer, then close and start the creation tool again. If it does not show, you'll probably need to select a different USB drive for whatever reason, or try a different port. Once it's showing up and you're happy, click Next. The tool will then download and copy the Windows installation files and set up the USB to be bootable. Once this is done, click Finish. On to the fun part. Plug the USB into the computer you want to install Windows 11 on. This video will be a fresh install, removing all the old partitions on the current hard drive. So power on the computer and get it to boot off the USB drive. There are almost every brand of computer is a different way of doing this, although most OEM build it yourself type machines use delete to bring up. No, delete is to get into the BIOS. Try escape, or it will tell you down the bottom. Alright, so choose your language and time and currency options. Now, if you change away from English United States for the time/currency, the setup changes the keyboard to something else. Well, at least in my case, if I change it to English New Zealand, it changes it to Arabic 101. For whatever strange reason, Hopefully you can't hear that in the background. My son is playing a game with his friends. Okay, so hopefully they fix this in future versions, because I just have to change it back to US because we here in little old New Zealand use the US keyboard layout. Click next, click accept the license, and then click next. Here choose custom and delete any existing petitions. If you choose upgrade, you'll get the following message, and you will just need to go back and choose custom anyway. Once there is only the one item that says unallocated space, just click next, and setup will automatically create the required petitions of required sizes. If you want to keep all your old files, then you can just leave all the petitions in place and choose the primary petition and then click next. You will see the following message. Click OK and your files will be kept while still installing a fresh version of Windows 11. All your files will be found in a windows.old folder on the C drive. Anyway, back to this install. After the first reboot, you can safely remove the USB drive. Setup will reboot as necessary until you get to the new UBI out-of-box experience. Choose your country and keyboard layout. If Windows doesn't detect a network connection of any kind, you cannot progress past this stage. So you will either need to connect to a Wi-Fi connection or plug in a LAN cable. Windows 10 allowed you to continue without an internet connection, but Windows 11 will not. If you have an internet connection, then Windows 11 Home will only let you continue with a Microsoft account. Now, if you have a Windows Home license and you don't want to use a Microsoft account, then there is a little trick that can be done here to get around it. Once you connect to the internet here, click next, and while setup is checking for updates, you can either pull the network cable or turn off the Wi-Fi connection, if you can, and you will then be prompted to enter a name and a password of who is going to use the device, and Windows will be set up with a local account. If you miss the opportunity, don't worry, because if you see this screen, you can still disable the network and then click the back arrow in the top left hand corner, and you'll still then be prompted once again to set up a local account. Okay, if you're happy from here, choose your privacy settings, click next, and that is it. And wasn't that fun? Thanks for joining me. If you have any questions, ask below. I will get some more content up at some other stage. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Cheers. Bye.